What's going on, comic book community? Welcome to another episode of Josh's Comics. I had success doing my Omnibus overview of Batman and Robin and Black Panther, and I'm going to keep that rolling. Every book you see behind me on the shelf, I'm going to be doing a retro review. A lot of these books have already came out, have been out for years. You guys have probably seen other reviews, but I figured I'm going to get my own review on it because I love reading these stories. And I figured, what book better than to start off with my first retro review for Omnibus? We're going to be talking about Gotham Central, one of my favorite stories. So stay tuned on this episode of Josh's Comics to find out about this amazing book. Alright guys, so before we get into this great review of this book, do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification to get notified of my future videos. I would greatly appreciate it. As well as, I am doing a giveaway on my Instagram. I'm trying to hit 12,000 not 12,000. I'm trying to hit 1,200 subscribers. I would love to hit 12,000. Don't get me wrong. We'll get there eventually, right? But 1,200 subscribers. Help me get there. I am giving away a Hawk variant #1 along with a Midnight Suns Unlimited #1 as well. Both books are up for grabs. One winner will receive them. Pretty much just go on my Instagram, like the post, leave a comment tagging at least one friend, and you have to be a follower to my Instagram page. And if you want one extra entry, all you gotta do is come back onto my channel, subscribe, send me a screenshot, and DM it to me showing me that you subscribe, and you get one extra entry. And I will leave my Instagram down below, and I will even probably tag a spot somewhere here up on the screen just so you guys can go check that out if you would like. And yeah. So, moving on. Today we are talking about probably one of the greatest stories and greatest omnibus I've ever read in my entire life. And this is Gotham Central by Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka. Phenomenal book. And I gotta say, I mean, it's interesting because I love reading. You can see Batman behind me. I love Batman. And this is more like, this focuses on the Gotham PD. This is, you know, in their eyes, the world of Gotham and living with Batman and villains. And the story starts out incredibly dark, and it stays dark throughout the whole thing. It's gritty, dark, and like, it starts out with Mr. Freeze, and you get to see the realities of living in Gotham with these super villains, and then seeing Batman. Batman does make a few appearances in here, but they're small appearances, and like I said, not like a spoiler, well, I guess it is, but for instance, Batman eventually apprehends Mr. Freeze. But all you see is technically in Gotham PD's eyes, you see Batman fly off of a rooftop, get ready to fight Freeze, and then you see the Gotham PD show up. Freeze has already been beaten, ready to be taken away. Stuff like that. Like again, you see it in the eyes of the Gotham PD, and it's great because the writing, I believe Ed Brubaker does the morning shift and Greg does the night shift, and it's the way the story goes and formats, and it's just really great storytelling. And I'm gonna read the back of it so to give you guys a little hint. In the most notorious crime-infested city in America, home to scores of ordinary crooks as well as many of the special class of criminals known as supervillains. These freaks make being an ordinary police officer in Gotham City one of the toughest and most dangerous jobs. And pretty much, like I said, I mean, this, like, it's 40 issues. I wish it was more, but Ed Brubaker ends up leaving towards the end of the run because he jumped to Marvel to do Captain America and everything. But it's a great, great story. I'm going to take off the sleeve. And this is actually a reprint. I think it's the second reprint or third reprint. And when I first got into Omnibus, I heard about this. I wanted this, but it was out of print. And it was selling for high money. And I just honestly can't afford, $300-$400 in one army. But I waited. They finally reprinted this. I'm just going to move. It's going to be a little bit shaking on the camera. I want to just move this out a little bit so you can see. So that's why, like, in the other armies you saw, they have wraparound covers. I do like this binding right here. I think it's great. Nice shot of Gotham. So I'm just going to kind of flip through some of the pages. Like, there's Mr. Freeze. Yeah, this might be a bit hard with the lighting. And we're just going to skip through some of the stuff. Imagine True Detectives meets Gotham. True Detectives set in the world of the Gotham PD. And, great book, great time period. The Flash makes a cameo in here. At one point they're destroying the bat signal. There's even one where I believe a hostage situation goes down and they couldn't find Batman, or he isn't around, so the Gotham PD takes it upon themselves to do what they have to do. Who's that with the Flash? And it's a great story in the characters, and Commissioner Gordon is actually retired, I believe, in this story, so you don't see too much of him. This is a good story right here. Dead Robin, Part 1. I don't want to spoil it for you, but no, Robin's not really dead. But the story, how it unfolds and how they figure stuff out, it's pretty cool. Stuff like that. I mean, the artwork's beautiful. I love it. I'm trying to get to the back. I can't remember if this actually has... Let's see. Yeah, I don't think it has any of the covers in the back. Usually some armies will give you, like, they'll show you all the covers that came out. Well, here's some drawing, staffing of the GCPD, acknowledgements, I think. So yeah, guys, I mean, Gotham Central Army is out of all the armies I have behind me, if I had a fire in my apartment, this would probably be the army that I would grab. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying everything else on my shelf is not good enough, but this is just phenomenal. A great story. Like I said, it's great artwork. The story that is in there between the detectives and the different shifts that are always overlapping. It's just a really great time. And, other than telling you, I don't want to spoil stuff for you. I mean, the story, like I said, is really True Detectives meets Gotham. It is a great story. It's something that if you haven't watched already, if you haven't read already, I highly recommend it. And it's gritty, and I liked that. It wasn't like over the top ridiculousness. It was a gritty take, and it felt real, something that you would experience real in the streets, like real life. And it is just an amazing series. I can't speak enough about it. And as my first retro review, guys, I mean, I know you guys are probably I couldn't show off too much of the story. I have to figure out how I'm gonna review these better in the future, but I wanted this to be my first real big retro review, because it is just my highly most recommended army to go pick out. I don't think it's out of print again yet, but eventually what happens with armies is over time they go out of print. And that's just because so many are printed, and then people buy them, and eventually they go out of stock. Like behind me, you can see I have a Batman. Right there where my thumb is, the Batman 66 army. That's out of print. Will that ever come back into print? I don't think so, just because, yeah, eventually it's sold out, but it wasn't like a high demand. For instance, if a book comes out and it sells out, like Thor Volume 1 by Jason Aaron, I bought that. That thing was sold out within like a couple of days after it came out. There were tons of back orders. Marvel printed a lot, but not enough. There's a huge demand for that. Now, when that happens, obviously that book's going to keep... All right, we got to make more. We got to make more. There's more demand. And eventually books, like Batman 66 Army, I don't know if it's ever going to be reprinted due to the fact that, it's not as big as, say, Zack Snyder, not Zack Snyder's. It's not as big as Scott Snyder's Batman, which is always going to be green, which means always in print, because that's just the newer, new 52 run, and it's always somebody wants that, so they're always keeping them in stock. Gotham Central, again, probably will go out of print one day again, and then it'll come back. I mean, it's an amazing story, and it's sold really well. Excuse me. And again, I just highly recommend this. And you got Greg Rucka and Ed Brubaker writing together. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Those guys are phenomenal at what they did with this book. Definitely go out and buy this book. If you already bought it and you've read it, hit me up with a comment. Or if you read the single issues, let me know what you thought about the series. I loved it. I thought it was amazing, and it's a great purchase. And I know people have all the single issues. I don't have all that room here in my apartment to have a ton of single issues. I mean, I mostly collect key issues, and then when I want to collect full runs, obviously, I will buy Omni because I can store those better in smaller spaces. And you get to collect story in one go. I mean, or 2 different books or 3 books sometimes, depending on the volumes. But yeah, guys, so this is my little retro review for Gotham Central. Highly recommend it. Go out and buy it if you can. You won't regret it. I promise you that. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And again, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. I hope you guys like this review. As I go along in future episodes and make more reviews on Omnis, I'm going to try to figure out a better way to go more in depth in better reviews on these. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Until next time, stay safe, take care of each other, and as always, we will see you guys in the next episode of Josh's Comics.